What is up, guys? This is Quarter Recall, a live show where we take a look back at what was going on in pop culture 25 years ago this week. So this would be the week of, I think it's the 13th of
Yeah,
1997, the 13th to the 19th.
yeah,
An
sounds
action-packed
right.
week, yeah.
Was it
And
a big week? I'm excited.
it's always a big week in 97. 97 was a big year, let's
It
be
was a big
honest.
year. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, we talk about movies, music, video games, anything, and I'm here with my lovely co-host Leo. Leo,
yeah. Happy to be here as always. I'm gonna say this again just because people are gonna talk about it. You sound a little under the weather again. I was hoping you feel a little better.
no, I'm a real booger monster right now, dude. So I apologize in advance if you hear a sniffle or a
Very
cough in the
unprofessional
background.
of you to be
It's
sick.
or you might hear me just clicking the mute button a lot because I'm trying to like mute out a lot of
Yeah,
disgusting sounds. So I'm gonna do my best for you guys, but please bear
yeah,
with me in this
yeah.
episode.
Be gentle. He's going through a lot.
Yeah, please be kind. But before we get back into the past, Leo, what did you do this week?
So this week was an interesting one. I didn't really play anything new other than I played some more Resident Evil 4. I already talked about that. It's a good game. Trying to go through it on the hardest difficulty setting is more challenging than I was expecting, but I'm having a pretty good time with it. And then still playing Xenoblade Chronicles in bed, which has been fun. I'm starting to really like it the more I play it, and I realized something. Part of the reason I like it is it feels very much like an MMO in some ways, like the way the combat works, the cooldown system. I think it's really good, and the giant environments you can explore are really compelling. So it's a lot of the stuff I really like about MMOs, like Final Fantasy 14, right? Especially, which we've talked at length about, but without any of the shit I don't like. So it's sort of scratching an itch that I wasn't even sure I had, but I'm really enjoying it. And again, like I keep saying, the music is fucking awesome. It's really good. It's a wonderful soundtrack. So even if you're not interested in the game at all, it's worth checking out on YouTube because it's a super high variation. Like there's a lot of beautiful piano music, a lot of cool choral, but there's really music from all different genres. So there's something in there for everyone.
Yeah, I never
Um,
played the first one, but I do feel like the second one also had a lot, like, a lot of open worlds to explore, like a lot of
yeah,
big, kind of vast play spaces. You could just kind of walk around and look for secrets and
yeah.
stuff, which is neat. Yeah, I appreciate that.
It feels very unique. And I don't know. I'm really enjoying it quite a lot. And it's also really, really long from what I understand. So there's something kind of cool about really sinking your teeth into a huge game. And the fact that I'm only kind of playing it in bed before I go to sleep sort of makes it more manageable in a way because I just don't care. I'm in no rush. By the time I'm doing that, I'm in no way concerned about how I should be doing something else or that I'm wasting time, because that's like time for relaxing. So in some ways that's been kind of liberating. Yeah, so that's been fun. I also watched some TV though. I watched The Girl from Plainville. I think that's what it's called.
What the hell is that?
So it's on Hulu. It's about, I don't know if you remember that case from a few years ago about that woman, or I guess she's a young woman who convinced her boyfriend to kill himself.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like a yeah, it's a dramatization of that with some good acting. It's on Hulu. It's very interesting. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot about it I really like. The acting is exceptional, especially Elle Fanning, who plays the main person. She is excellent. There's a lot of great breakdowns, like emotional, turgidness and like really intense emotional reactions that are really awkward and kind of scary and creepy. And she's just doing an excellent job. So really, for all the criticisms I have of some of the way it's sort of displayed and postured and dramatized, just watching her on screen is pretty mesmerizing because she's so scary. Not just scary, but like really just compelling to watch. So I don't know. It's obviously a pretty dark subject matter, so it's not really for everyone. I wouldn't say it's the greatest show ever, but I am enjoying it. I'll definitely finish it.
Yeah, what a strange story that was. Like,
It
just
was.
the idea around it, kind of just like what is that? Like, what does it mean for like an obviously immoral act, right? But like, is
Right.
that criminal or like what part is
Exactly.
criminal? And yeah, just a real
Yeah,
strange context, right?
totally. That's part of why I've always found that case fascinating is because it does tap into a lot of the things you and I have discussed, both personally and then even, on air. which is sort of the power of words, right? Like, are words violence? Like, can you hurt someone's feelings? Can you allow your feelings to be hurt? Can you, like, if you could convince someone to kill themselves, like, is that on you or them? Or, it just raises a lot of questions that are really coming up now and will continue to come up. So yeah, I find it to be kind of a particularly emblematic case in the nature of that discussion. So yeah, anyway,
Yeah, or
again,
how much convincing is enough convincing, right? Like, what is there a, is it a binary? Like, if
right,
you say kill yourself, are you now
right,
completely culpable, or
yeah. Are you a murderer
are you
for saying it?
yeah, are you a
Right,
murderer, or does it require some intent or level of aggression, or yeah, like
yeah. Well,
uh
and you could say the exact same words to someone else, and they wouldn't kill themselves, and you wouldn't be a murderer. But you said exactly the same thing. So how do you draw a line there, right? Like it really is fascinating from like a moral perspective, which is part of what drew me to the show. So anyway, if this discussion right here, this little encapsulation of philosophy is interesting, then it might be worth checking out. Like I said, obviously it's pretty dark subject matter, so it's not for everyone. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. But the other show I watched that I promised you I would check out is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
oh yeah, so you did watch some of it.
I did. I figured I'd watch at least 2 episodes, but I ended up really enjoying it. So I'm now on episode 5, I think. And yeah, it's really cool. It is not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be very like loud and I don't know, I guess more like Gundam Wing or whatever, which I never really watched a lot of that either. But I remember when I was young seeing it and just being like, "Whoa, Jesus, this is a lot." It's like a lot of giant robots, and this is much more. It's much more contemplative and like calm and sort of focused inwards than I was expecting. There's a lot of very quiet moments, and then there is giant robots fighting monsters. But that's really not so far. I'm only on the 4th episode. There's a long way to go. But that really doesn't seem to be what the show's about as much as it is like sort of people dealing with their own shit.
Yeah, the
Um,
robot part's kind of a like a plot vehicle, you know what I mean? It's not
yeah,
really it's not the crux of the show by any means,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot I like about it. I think it looks really cool, better than I was expecting. As far as that era of animation can be rough at times, but I think it actually looks good. The editing's really cool. I just watched this episode where he's basically like going around Japan, or future Japan 2015, which is also funny that it's like 10 years ago now that it's supposed to be set in the far-flung future. And it's really just him like exploring these like quiet spaces, and it's just beautiful to look at and really pretty compelling. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I was expecting, I will say.
yeah, you're enjoying it more than I expected to, because I think that show is a real drag.
Do you think it's boring, or what do you
I
find
think
to
it's
be off-putting
fine. I
about
think
it?
it's fine. I mean, I think it starts pretty good. I'll say
Yeah,
that. I do think the early episodes are probably the best parts of it, because I think it's
yeah,
building into this very compelling kind of mysterious world that's just like, what the fuck is going on here?
yeah,
Uh, what? Yeah, like what is happening? Like what is like, just what is happening? Um,
yeah,
I think when it starts to answer those questions, it really starts to fall apart and makes the rest of it
yeah.
feel
I can totally see that.
like wasteful in some way. But
Yeah,
I'm glad you're
like
liking it. I'm
like
glad to
Game of
see.
Thrones. Yeah,
Just like Game of Thrones. I mean, I feel like like that. Like you poison the earlier things by having
yeah,
a lack of focus at the end, or like a not concise, or like sad, like Lost, right? Like I loved
right.
Lost for so long, right? And then you get to the end of it, and you're just like, fuck this show. Like it
Yeah,
makes everything
it
kind of
feels like it wasted your time in a way that can be irritating.
yeah. And some
Um,
people love it, so you might like it. I mean,
yeah, totally. I will definitely continue to watch it if I burn out on it. But I'm enjoying it more than I expected. I will say though, there are some relics of that era that are irritating. Like the way it presents the female characters visually can be pretty off-putting and strange because like for example, the teacher that he lives with is a really interesting character, but the way they present her can just be like, Jesus Christ, I hope no one like sees me watching this, which sucks because it's like the writing's pretty good. But that's just how it was, and it's not just anime from that era. It's kind of how everything was. But I don't know if that bothers you. It's definitely in the show. It's not like the focus in the way it can be, and it's part of just something you got to deal with when you watch anime from that era, I think. But it still, doesn't get a free pass just because the other elements of it are pretty compelling.
yeah, as we've learned from doing this show,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to pick on this specifically. This is probably better than some, but it's still there and can't really be ignored. So
better
anyway,
than
yeah.
the Pest, but
Yeah, I
that's
know.
not saying much.
I keep thinking that, dude, for like everything I watch now. Even if I don't like it, I'm like, well, at least it ain't the Pest, which I haven't even seen, and I never will. But I feel like if you haven't watched the trailer for the Pest and you haven't heard us talk about it, you should watch that trailer just so you get a sense of how low the bar can be. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of what I got up to this week. What about you?
I'm glad to see you becoming a weeb. I think that's important. It's an important step in your life. My Dress Up Darling is right around the corner for you. I can
Right
already
around
tell.
the corner.
It's just so much better a show. Like, so much better.
Than this?
Yeah,
Really?
way better. I mean, yeah, way better. I think there's a lot of modern shows, like in anime, like that are just so good. And
yeah.
Like
totally.
the old classics people kind of lean to as like, these are great because they're classics, and I think there's something to that, but just like any medium, like it's advanced so much and the writing is advanced so much that I think even a lot of like kind of lower tier, like lowbrow modern shows are like created in a way and written in a way that is so much smarter and more interesting than some of those old shows. So I'm excited for you to go full weeb, which it seems seems right around the corner for you, which I'm pumped for.
Yeah, I will say the last thing is that I realized I watched a bunch of that show, and then I got in bed and played Xenoblade, and then I woke up in the morning and played some Resident Evil 4, and I was like, holy shit, this is a lot of Japanese media.
One of us.
Which is totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I do try usually to go out of my way to like balance. Usually I'll play like one Western game, one Japanese game, but it's been pretty invested in this whole thing. So I guess maybe you're right. Maybe it's right around the corner.
Yeah, you're going full weeb. It's okay. It happens to all of us. Not all of us, but most of us.
Happens to you.
Well, it seems like in this era, it's happening to everyone. I feel like now more than ever, like weebiness and Japanese stuff has like permeated culture in a way.
I think there's just so much more of it, right? Like I was talking to someone and I mentioned that something about Resident Evil, mentioned something about it being Japanese, and they were like, I didn't know it was Japanese. And it's like, yeah, when you look at that, you wouldn't know necessarily. And it's not the same as it was where there was 5 things from Japan and that was it. It's much more eclectic, and you're probably enjoying Japanese media without even knowing it.
Yeah, and I think some shows have just penetrated in ways that they wouldn't have in the past, like Demon Slayer, or like Dragon Ball was huge when I was a kid, but it was huge as like it was on Toonami or whatever at night, and little kids watched it, right? Where I think some of these shows are penetrating in a way that I don't think anybody would have expected previously. So
and they're more accessible, right? Like streaming has really democratized it in a way, whereas before, it was like, if you don't have Cartoon Network, you're not seeing any anime, or you're not ordering VHS tapes from like comic books or whatever.
Well, and it's and the thing that's really interesting too is it's like subtitled streaming, simulcasting, right? So it's not like you have to watch the old shit, you know what I mean? And like you're not up to date. Like I think Demon Slayer is a good example because back in the day with like Dragon Ball and stuff when I was a kid, you would get like really old episodes, or you could buy a VHS tape, like you said, of like seasons ago, like things that weren't like current to the show. And then like movies would come out like that were in line with the story, and those wouldn't make sense, or you couldn't watch those either. And now we're in this place where it's like you get the live episodes, you get the movies as they release, the songs that are coming out with, like it's everyone kind of globally enjoys this thing. And I think that's kind of it lets you get in on it with it doesn't matter if you're in Japan, the United States, Mexico, like anywhere in the world, like you're all kind of experiencing this content at the same time, and I think that helps a lot too.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that makes sense.
So real weeby week for you.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, I suppose so. What about you?
So I'm trying to think what I watched this week. I didn't play very many games. I've been playing World of Warships lately. That is, it's kind of like War Thunder or whatever, but it's boats.
Right. Yeah, it's right there in the name.
Yeah. It's because it's so slow. It's like hardly playing a game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of like, all right, go over here, and you just like wait 10, like literally like sometimes 10 minutes to like sail to the place and fight for 30 seconds, and then you're like, round's over, like good times.
Yeah,
So
that sounds really compelling.
I don't know why, but it is, and especially because it's like,
Yeah.
you watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, like it's a good thing to play like while you're like not trying to be that engaged, which I think is a place I like. I think I like about some games. So I've been playing some of that. I watched Turning Red this week. Have you watched Turning Red?
No, that's the Pixar movie, right? About the red panda?
Yeah, Pixar movie. It's a girl. She turns into a red panda. And
Right.
that was cute.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit before the show, but I feel like there is this... I feel like there's this weight kind of hoisted onto these shows that is probably pretty unfair to the shows themselves, right? As far as like what these shows need to mean, and what like the metaphor of it all, and
Yeah.
like just the Twitter discussion around the show is just like
And when you say show, do you mean
movie, excuse
movie?
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I just want to be sure we're talking about the same thing.
It just feels like when you look at movies like this, and even like Encanto, which I didn't like I like this much more than Encanto, right?
Yeah.
But the people that make these shows are people that are in their 30s and 40s now, that were teenagers,
Right.
kind of telling the story they want, like an adult version of an adult story for adults. I feel like these things. And so like all this weight gets added into them, and they really kind of distracts from, I think what's so great about animation and Pixar and the stories they tell is that they look amazing, and they're cute, and they're fun, and they're fun to watch,
Yeah.
and like through the gaze of someone that just maybe would find this on Disney Plus and watch it with your family and enjoy it. I think it's great. Like I really love that part of it. Through the gaze of a story, like a coming of age story about
Yeah, like a genuine critical analysis.
the genuine critical analysis, like I think it just falls apart. You know what I mean? Like in so many ways. And like just just like the characters in it and all of it, I feel like aren't that good. And it's just, I feel like there's a lot of weakness there. And part of it is just like, why are you looking at it that like don't let other people convince you to look at it that way. Like even going on Rotten Tomatoes, I was like, oh, what's the tomato score for this movie? Because I was looking at something else actually, and all of it is just like, it's entertainment for grown-up people, or then the negative ones, like it chickens out in its storytelling, and and it's just like, this is a coming of age sensation with, and it's just like.
It's like this movie would have been a lot better if there was like a suicide subplot. It's like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Like maybe it's a kids movie, so fucking relax.
Yeah, and I definitely, and it's funny because I think the obvious metaphors are supposed to be about like puberty, right? Like turning red pants, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to ever really like hit that. Like I don't get it. It seems to me more about like independence than anything. Like if there is like an underlying theme, which seems so strange because it kind of misses, I feel like, the metaphor it's actually trying to tell. Like it's not about becoming awkward or anything, and like, oh, like what's happening. It's like, it's really like, fuck your mom, go see that boy band is really like the concept, like the conceit of it. And I'm like, is that puberty? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's like growing up, I guess. But it's not like
that's what I mean. It's like growing up. It's like, be independent and do the things that like enrich you. I just don't know. It just seems strange. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. I think the panda's so cute.
Red pandas are pretty cute.
Red pandas are pretty, and and it's these little like teenage girls doing like boy band dances, and then they turn into a panda, and so now the panda's doing the boy band dances.
Yeah,
like it's so cute. Like how could you not enjoy that stuff?
Right.
And so I liked it. I'd say like if you're just trying to have fun, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, totally, and that's enough. Like we always say, like there's nothing wrong with that. I think part of, not to belabor it, but maybe
belaboring is what we do, bro.
Yeah, true. I know. right? That's kind of our whole thing. I think part of it maybe is that, when Pixar did first come on the scene, they did, I think, elevate the standard for storytelling in some ways in kids' movies. I mean, there were great kids' movies beforehand, by all means, but I think the level of success that they saw before that, really all there was Disney movies, which, in retrospect, are pretty flawed in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And the older Pixar movies are too, but I do think they did raise the standard for what could be done in a family-friendly movie, which is great. And I think there's a lot of good Pixar movies, but it's starting to feel like that is the new standard, which is great. But we've also kind of moved past the point where they don't need the level of defending that they maybe did at the time, right? Like, it's okay for Pixar to just put out a fun, cool movie and not have it be critically analyzed to death. And it seems like, to me at least, they're all going to be pretty good, and they're probably all going to be totally watchable and fun, and that's okay. They don't need defending, like you were saying when you wade into Twitter. It's like, no man, this one's really has a lot to say. This one really has an awesome message. It's like, no, they're all fine.
Yeah,
it's okay. Yeah,
they're all fine. Like, none of them are the best movie, or
it's like Marvel movies. Like, they're all pretty good. If you're gonna go watch it, you'll probably have a really nice time. They always look good. They're always fun. They're very polished. Nothing wrong with them, but they don't need you to defend them. If that's what you're looking for, there's probably other movies you could watch, that really put that shit front and center.
Yeah, and I think it's sad because we create this like necessity for this like identity-based tribalism to really rule all, right? And and it makes it it just makes it feel very disingenuous, right? If it's like, oh, if you're an Asian woman, like, you have to love, like, Turning Red's your favorite movie. You know what I mean? And if it's not, like, you're not legit. You know what? It's like,
yeah,
or like, am I supposed to love Coco because I'm Mexican? I didn't really love Coco. I thought Coco was fine, but
it was pretty good.
It does seem like these things become, and granted, they're representing people. The people that make these movies are part of these cultures. I'm not saying that it's like pure tokenism, right? But it does seem like it's aimed at these sections in such a direct and like overt way that it's like, I don't know. It's just fun. Like, it's just a fun movie. Like, let's just have fun with it.
Overthinking. I mean, really, it's like overthinking it for us and as a culture is kind of the antithesis of enjoying something like that sometimes.
And it makes me spiral. It makes me spiral into it. Like,
it's like you clearly.
It's so hard to divorce yourself. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Like,
I totally agree with you.
Yeah. The next movie I really want to. Have you seen this Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, but everyone's talking about it.
I know. It looks so interesting. Like, it's definitely the next one. That or Sonic 2. I'm not sure, but one of those is coming up real fast for me.
Yeah. Nice Sonic pun there.
Yeah, well, that wasn't intended, but yeah.
Yeah, just go with it, man. Just go with it.
Just two blockbusters, popping off. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, very different movies, I'd imagine. But I'll watch them both.
I'm trying to think if I watched anything else. I watched some anime. I played some World of Warships. I'm really thinking about starting Elden Ring over again.
Nice.
Because I just fucking love it, man.
Just like it. No, totally.
I just can't.
I definitely will start it over again at some point, but I'm not playing it anymore right now.
Yeah, it's a new anime season, so there's lots of animes I've watched in one episode of.
Yeah.
So animes come in seasons, Leo. I don't know if you knew this, but
I know, man. I didn't really actually. I mean, I guess I knew that sort of, but
every quarter, new shows start, right? So shows usually run for a quarter, like 12 episodes or 13 episodes. So they'll run for that quarter, and then either they'll get picked up for another season. Sometimes they'll run continuous if they're like huge, but generally they'll get that 13, and then new shows will come in, and then if they get another season, it'll cycle into a different quarter. So, you have like the spring shows are starting right now, like spring 2022, right? So.
And do you try and like watch the first episode of all of them, or do you?
No, not even close. Just if a few stick out, like look like they're going to be bangers, I try and watch them. Or if anything, I've watched the first season. I'll get to second season, which is a couple of those right now. So,
yeah, that's cool.
So that's how anime works, just so you know.
Thank you for explaining anime.
There's a show right now. What's it called? It's called. I gotta find it real fast for you. It's about. Is it like Sun Tzu or one of the like ancient Chinese generals?
Yeah.
and he gets teleported into like current times,
Oh wow.
and he meets a struggling pop singer and decides he's going to manage her. Like that's his new like mission in life, and it's hilarious. It's a really funny, like, strange concept that it's really pretty neat.
Yeah, that is cool. That's very creative.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it kind of for what I got into. I got married this week, so
Oh, congratulations. Very
thank
exciting.
you. That was
That's
a
kind of a
beautiful-
that's a big thing.
yeah, it's a big. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not like it wasn't a surprise or something, so
No, I understand.
it's not like, oh hey, but so that was a lot of my week was taken with that stuff too.
Yeah, no, totally. And the rest was just watching anime. Love it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, anime and turning red, so
Yeah.
all right, let's get into some movie trailers.
Yeah, let's hop it back in the past.
Okay, let's go.
All
Oh,
right.
wait.
Whoa.
Wait, this isn't the beginning of the trailer. This isn't the beginning of the trailer. Okay. Whew.
Someday we'll master this.
It's OBS is
Turns into its opposite.
whatever.
When love becomes hate, or life turns into death.
Ooh.
It's
Ooh.
explosive.
Explosive.
This looks fucking sexy.
Hey, I love her. What is she in?
I don't know. Want me to tell you what she's in?
She's in something that I saw very recently, and I really liked her, but can't remember what it is. This song is so 1997. It's like remarkable. I'm shocked that James Spader is not in this movie.
I know.
Doesn't this seem like a James
It
Spader
was
movie?
glorious and overwhelming.
I mean,
It was absolutely.
any of these like horny movies seems like James Spader movies.
Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to. Yeah, that's. I'm shocked that's not him.
Oh, she was in The Walking Dead.
Okay, that's not it.
No, Waking. What is she in? No, Waking the Dead.
I've never done this before.
Intensity
I think she was in a
is another horror
horror
movie.
Why do you need to know all the details?
I'm just curious. That's all anyone.
Max, 9 Lives.
This is.
She was
a
in
record of
Deadwood.
everything I've done in the last
Oh, that's what it is.
This
Deadwood
is
and then
like
something else. Yeah, she's the lead in Deadwood.
She's in
great.
The Road.
Yeah, okay.
She's in House
I
of
think
Cards.
Oh, yeah,
It's like
okay. That makes
looking into the
sense.
sun without going blind.
This song is fucking crazy.
1922.
What to do.
Stephen King movie.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. She just pops up in a lot of things.
I didn't watch this trailer at all. I was reading her IMDb the whole time.
Well,
She
You
kisses.
get it.
She kisses boy.
it looks like not a movie I'd enjoy very much, but I don't know, maybe.
I'm
hanging out with-
I'm not into this movie. I already can
She's
tell you.
she's hanging out with dead people. That's kind of cool, I
I
guess.
can tell you by the font. This.
I know, right? We should have a
Here,
font
let me
show.
see. This font right here. This. I don't know. Comic serif or something. Is
Right.
tells you I will not.
And,
like
and the
this.
color, the dark blue, is like, ooh,
Yeah, it's
dark blue color.
This is cheesy as shit. There's no way.
Damn. Well, there you go. I don't think this is going to be your favorite trailer.
You don't know what else
But-
we got, so we'll see.
Fair point. Maybe it will be.
Here we go.
All right. Ooh.
Off the coast of the United
Guess what
States,
movie this is?
mercenary
Okay, well.
terrorist has captured the island
I don't know
of
why the
Vandalay.
trailer had the name of the movie the entire time.
Well, just in case you didn't understand.
Nuclear missile and destroy
I really do feel like this is some producer or something being like, what if they don't know what it's called?
Oh my god, it's Tim Curry and Tom Arnold. Wow.
Yeah, Dream Team.
Do you like this font?
I mean, it's better. At least it's like, themed, right? Like,
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, we can't take everything. Leave guns.
So was this based on a show? Right? I think.
Yeah, I think there is a show. I don't know how much this is based on it, but
I do not think I want to watch this movie.
I can remember seeing it as a as a teenager and not, I don't know, not remembering, not having any fond memories of it. It's just a dumb movie.
Yeah. It's wild that Tom Arnold was ever a thing.
Yeah, it is wild.
It's just so crazy. Oh, this one looks very serious.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, they got the serious VO guy.
There was violence in this town. It wouldn't be the first time.
This is a long trailer, just warning you.
That's okay.
Was covered up.
A brutal murder was covered up. A lot of helicopter in this trailer.
A lot of
It's
helicopter
all
shots.
helicopter.
Family was involved.
It's like they hired one helicopter and they're like, we gotta get our money's worth, man.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it was probably 1 hour they used the helicopter for, so.
Yeah. But I've been in a helicopter for an hour. It's not cheap.
I've never been in a helicopter.
It's fun. It's
Kinda
really
scary.
interesting. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, you get used to it, but especially if it's a little helicopter like the one I was in, it really does feel like you're just in a little plastic bubble attached to a giant engine flying through the air.
Did you hear that line? That was a good
Yeah.
line. An actress
I like that
changes
he.
all the
I like that he
rules.
just said that as soon as he got off the helicopter.
Yeah.
So she had sex.
Not when it got called in, just when he got on the lawn.
Who's where?
Yeah.
President and the First Lady, they were in the White House.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off your turf. This is a homicide. This is my turf. The presidency is an institution, not a person. An institution will be protected at all costs.
If
I
the
love
president
this. It's
or
so
any member of
goofy.
his family killed Carlatown, they would call me before they even wiped the blood off their hands.
So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna put the president in a lineup?
I was hoping Dennis Miller would be the president.
Yeah. That's my dream.
You were born to become
Or
a
Wesley
true
Snipes.
Oh,
outlaw.
no,
That'd be
not
pretty
Wesley
good.
Snipes.
He'd have some trouble with the treasury.
Only if he was Blade. If he was actually
Yeah,
Blade,
dude, Blade as the president? Fuck yeah.
I would be so into that.
That would be incredible. Wearing those sunglasses. Yes.
I heard a story about Blade, and I
I
don't know
gotta
if
watch
it's
Blade.
true, but there's a scene where he refused to open his eyes, and they like digitally put his eyes on top of his eyes
Why?
because he's a fucking weirdo. Because Wesley Snipes is a fucking weirdo.
He's like, Blade wouldn't have his eyes open, trust me.
No, he just like refused to do the take. Like he just stood there, and they're like, "Fuck it, just shoot it," and then they just put eyes on top of him.
I hope that story's true.
I do too. I don't know. I think it was on How Did This Get Made or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I love
go.
Blade.
I love Blade too. So good.
Whoa. Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
Heads in a duffel bag. I remember seeing this too, but yeah, I don't have any memory of it.
Oregon, trust me, pal. They don't feel it.
Now his luggage
You didn't lose nothing, did you?
is going on vacation.
What have you got in there? Looks like you packed for a month.
Where the hell
Hey.
are my heads?
Don't worry about it, all right? He'll have them before he starts thinking.
And he's going to need some help.
Before you start stinking.
You got my heads and I want them back.
Or a lot of heads
If you ain't there, your buddy's here in history. You got it?
are gonna roll.
This university has hundreds of
This song
heads or us.
Joe Pesci,
in the background
Yeah, it's really good.
driving me fucking crazy.
It's very of the time.
Duffel Bag.
Yeah. Whoa. I don't watch that
Whoa.
either.
When a thing turns into
Oh, that we already saw this. Let's watch it again.
when love
Yeah, we'll watch it. This one's supposed to be at the end.
or life turns into death.
You get to see that blue font. Well, you didn't see it the first time. Watch
No,
it
I was
again.
reading though. Did people really used to have sex to this music?
Do you not still do that?
No, because
Am I the only one? Just kidding.
I feel like you're supposed to believe that this is like the most sensual of sounds, you know, like based on 90s films.
I mean, it's pretty smooth, right? I don't know. I feel like if I tried to have sex with the song, I would wish the song was not on. It wouldn't
Yeah.
like stop me, but I
I'd
would
wanna
definitely
turn
be
it
like,
off.
it would be in the back of my head, like, oh man, I don't want to
It was
be rude, but I'd really like to get up and turn this fucking song off.
I mean, there's better music to have sex with, right? Like,
To have sex with, like what? What would you recommend
um,
from this era?
never done this before.
The Macarena, maybe?
no, like
Why do you need to know
like Portishead,
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty good. But that's only works if you're a vampire.
but it's pretty sexy. right? Like the music.
is very good. Yeah.
Um, maybe like certain Radiohead songs I'd listen to in a playlist. Bands that end in head are pretty much the
maybe
key
some
for me.
of the like more ethereal ones. Yeah.
The Talking Heads.
The Talking Heads. There you go.
I'm just thinking of bands with head in them now.
Yeah, Talking Heads would be great. I love the Talking Heads.
I love the Talking Heads too. I think
everyone does. I don't think I've ever met someone who's like, fucking Talking Heads.
It's impossible not to enjoy.
Yeah, they're extremely affable.
Well, it's kind of just joyful music, you know,
exactly.
like
and interesting.
And
I
interesting.
can't believe we watched this trailer twice.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch it again.
I don't actually.
Okay.
I just want to hear the song.
Okay. Well, all right. We'll watch it again.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, this is the wrong trailer. You lucked out. All right, we'll go back to commercials. Enough of that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who else I'd listen to.
Yeah, well, that's something to think about.
Well, I think a lot of groups have
from this era
have one or two good songs, like sex songs, right? Because
Yeah.
it's got to be kind of a slow paced, like kind of that brooding, like,
Yeah.
you know.
You don't want it to be like too high energy because then it just feels goofy.
Yeah.
It's very easy to feel goofy, so you got to be careful. You know what? I guarantee you, there's a 100,000 Spotify playlists
for having sex.
Best sex songs from the 90s. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to visit those this week.
Yeah, maybe we'll next week we'll touch in with our favorite sex song playlist.
I'm sure everyone is dying to know what
Yeah.
our favorite sex song playlists from the 90s are.
Be glad there's no video this week, so you can't see us while we talk about this, because you'd be fucking disgusted looking at us talking about like, I like to fuck to porter's head. It's so good. Yeah, I don't even like to see myself have sex, so I'm sure no one else wants to see it. Yeah, gross.
Well, there you go. That's what these trailers do to us, you know.
Yeah,
get us real off the fucking rails.
I mean, we're gonna go off the rails no matter what.
Yeah, that's just part of it.
That's the truth of the matter, but the trailers definitely don't help with that.
It's that font.
Yeah, it's that font. So, is there anything else you want to get into? That's all of our, there's no games this week.
No games this week. That's always just too bad. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Real quick, what were your favorite trailers? That was kind of a rough couple trailers. Not the most exciting.
I don't even remember them.
Well, you're sick, to be fair.
No, it's not even being sick. They just sucked. Like, I don't. Let me look at the list again.
I'd watch Murder on 1600. Like, it didn't look incredible or anything, but of all of them, that's probably the one. If it was on TV, I might be like, all right, it's a good cast. It's kind of cool to think about now, given how the presidency has changed so much since then.
And Diane Lane's so charming, right?
Yeah, she's great.
Like real talk, I could probably watch her do anything and just be like really captivated by her, right?
She is great. She's the talking heads of 90s actresses.
Truly. I mean, truly, like, I could not imagine someone being like, man, fuck Diane Lane.
Man. Can't
like,
stand her.
What are you talking about? She's adorable. She's good in roles. Like, she just seems likable. Like, extremely.
She's like Paul Rudd. It's just like,
yeah.
Not to like.
But even cuter, which is hard to believe, because Paul Rudd
hard
is
to imagine.
Cutie patootie. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Murder at 1600. I might watch McHale's Navy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I love stupid movies, and that looks real stupid, right?
Yeah,
like
no, totally. I'm sure it's fine for what it is, but
like that movie, some Jello, a Diet Coke, and like a 10 milligram edible or two, and that's a good afternoon for me. Like, I
think you could just watch anything at that point, and it'd probably be a pretty good afternoon.
Yeah, but you don't want anything too heavy, right? I think at that point, Murder 1600 might be a little.
Yeah, it might be a bit much.
Little much.
Yeah, you'd start thinking about the power dynamics of the presidency. You'd start thinking about voter suppression, and it got dark.
This is an address that changes everything. And you're just like,
that's what he said.
You're just like, fuck, man, it is. It is. And where do you go? Where do you even go from there?
I hope that's the last line in the movie because you can't top it.
Yeah, where do you fucking go? Wesley Snipes is all about those, though. I feel like part of his contract is like, you got to write me one of these fucking, like, you know, one-liners that we can put in the trailer because, you know,
if not, I'm not in it.
Yeah, because if not,
I got other shit to do.
If not,
I got to be a Demolition Man.
Yeah, I'm fucking Blade. All right.
Is he? Not yet, though, right? That was 98, I think.
How do you know that?
I could be totally wrong. I'm pretty sure it was 98.
Yeah, it was 98. How the fuck do you know that Blade came out?
I just have a good memory for stupid things that don't matter. Like
I never know the years of things. Like that's why I'm constantly shocked when we do this show because I never know when things came out by year, and I'm just like, really? Like, you know, like nothing. My brain does not make those connections at all for some reason, and
I can't remember anything else. But
so
I can remember what year things came out.
That's why I'm always people like, oh, who won the World Series in 1990? I'm like, what the fuck was 1996? Like, who the fuck knows that? You know, like,
was that even a year?
Yeah, it is. Is time real? Is time a real concept, or is it like a fabrication of?
I don't know, man. That question might be too big for this show.
I mean, nothing's too big for the show. That's the joy of the show.
Yeah,
no problem is too small. No complaint is too large.
That is accurate.
Yeah. I mean, we will whine about important things and the most I'll complain about people's tweets about Pixar movies. You know what I mean? Like, we really for like 20 minutes I went on about that shit. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
There's no line we won't cross.
There's no line we won't cross.
No, it's true. I was going to say, Laura, if you're listening, happy birthday. And I was also going to say, I'm going to continue watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, Tony, and I'm going to get to the controversial ending that everyone's talking about. I'm going to give you my thoughts in great detail. So look forward to that, everybody.
I am so interested.
It sounded like a threat, didn't it?
Yeah,
and
no,
I
I am really intrigued by this Neon Genesis. I can't even talk.
It's a hard one to pronounce. I practiced.
Oh, well, good job. But I am very much intrigued by this whatever you're doing here, and I'm excited to see how it plays out because
how it ends. Hopefully, it doesn't end in a fiery mental breakdown. But hey, you'll have to stay tuned. And remember, if you keep listening for a whole year, we'll eventually get to Blade.
Yeah, because
so that is going to want to hear that.
That is a polarizing show. Like Neon Genesis Evangelion. I don't know why I can't talk.
I looked up. It's a hard a hard G.
Yeah, neither of us can talk at this point, but it's a polarizing show, you know. So there are people that think it's the best thing ever, and I think they're stupid, but they exist. So maybe you're one of those people, and you're stupid.
Wow. Well, when you frame it that way, it's a little bit hard to have adult conversation around it, but you know, we'll see.
These aren't adult conversations we're having here.
True. Not once have they ever been.
Never. You know, that is also a funny thing. Like, I've heard people talking again about the console wars and stuff and fanboys, and it's like, I wish people didn't take it so seriously because I love flaming about nonsense. Like, it's like my favorite thing.
Absolutely.
But now people are so like serious that it's like you can't have fun. You know what I mean? It's like you can't have some jabs about your video game, console, team, whatever of choice without people thinking it's like indicative of your true beliefs on like, can't we all just have a little more fun, you know?
Yeah, like if you say something shitty about Xbox, they'll be like, well, is that an attack on like my socioeconomic status? The fact that I couldn't get a PS5 but could get an Xbox Series S? I'm like, oh, that's not all what I meant. Fuck, man.
I mean,
I just think Halo Infinite is kind of dumb.
And it is a problem that you're poor. Like that's also true, but not what I was saying. That's just
yeah, but you should fix that.
Yeah, that's just a fact about your position in life. But yeah, Halo is dumb. Like that's a dumb game. It's not good. It's not good. Forza is great. Flight Simulator is great.
I don't think Forza is great.
Forza is good. You're right. It's not great, but. Although it's
very, very cringe.
Although my friend did tell me they added all like the Grand Theft Auto style, like weird race like stuff, you know, like tubes and super jumps and all those things. And
that's cool.
It makes me want to go play like custom races because that's kind of the best thing about Grand Theft Auto too, is those weird like, you know, have you done those before? Like the tracks in the sky that are like
Not really. I've seen, there was those videos were big for a while, so I've seen a lot of it, but I haven't really fucked around with GTA to tell you the truth.
Pretty fun.
So although I was imagining when you said Grand Theft Auto 2, just briefly, I was thinking about Grand Theft Auto 2, and I was like, whoa.
No, Grand Theft Auto.
That's pretty retro, man. What if I was? It's like, yeah, this week I played GTA 2.
Grand Theft Auto as well.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever buy Returnal?
No.
Because they added all that co-op stuff. We should definitely, if you can find it on sale or something, we should try Returnal.
Yeah, I'd be happy to pick it up. It didn't quite look like something I'd get super into, but yeah, I'd be happy to check it out, especially if there's co-op. That sounds fun.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, that's all I got. So is there anything else you want to chime in? And Laura was her name?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Laura. Thank you so much for listening.
If you did. But yeah, no, I think that was good. Not a lot of good trailers this week, but,
Or they're all good trailers this week.
They weren't.
It really depends how you look at it, right?
No.
Good font work.
In this case, they were not good.
I mean,
I'm putting my foot down on this one.
We had McHale's Navy. I mean, come on. Yeah, bad trailers. But we'll have a whole new set of trailers for you next week. No video games yet. Maybe. I'm trying to remember what week they come. It's the last week of the month, so I'm not sure if that falls this coming week or the following week. But we got some big stuff planned for you guys, so make sure and tune in next week. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it, and we love you. Leo, do you want to say goodbye to all of our adoring fans?
Goodbye, adoring fans.
Yeah, goodbye, adoring fans.